Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today I am simply getting ready for the day using a full face of Chanel. I'm also going to walk you through a portion of my morning skincare routine. I feel like it has been such a long time since I've created a dedicated video to Chanel. I think we're all just waiting impatiently for their fall collection, which last year I remember it was somewhat controversial because it launched in July. So I keep checking the website, just waiting for them to be sneaky and drop their fall collection. Last year, everyone said it's way too early, but here we are, it's July, and I'm waiting for it. I'm ready. So I was really inspired to pull out some of my favorite products. If you'd like to see how I achieved today's makeup look, as well as hear me talk about some of my all-time favorites, just keep watching. I'm completely fresh-faced and I'm going to begin today with a mask. So I'm going to take my UFO2 by Swedish brand Foreo and one of their Make My Day Hydrating and Anti-Pollution Masks. These contain hyaluronic acid and red algae, so it's a great place to begin. Now this device was sent to me complimentary, so a big thank you to Foreo for their partnership. You might already be familiar with their cleansing brushes, but this is a multi-masking treatment tool. So depending on your desired mask, it either heats up and uses thermotherapy to help the mask ingredients penetrate deeper into the skin, or it cools down using cryotherapy to help shrink pores. I'm just gonna pull up my Foreo app. It uses Bluetooth to connect to the device. It basically just walks you through the process. It will time your treatment for you, which is really convenient. So I'm just gonna hit start. Setup is really simple. I removed the sachet from my packet and I applied it to the device using this attachment ring right here. To turn it on, all you have to do is hold this button down for about 4 to 5 seconds and you'll see the light turn on, letting you know that the device is on, it's ready to go. Using the camera on your smartphone, scan the barcode on the back of your mask. I want to tell you guys, I washed my face thoroughly last night. I washed it again this morning, but look at this sachet. Even after washing my face twice and going in with toner on a cotton pad, that is leftover makeup, dirt, debris, pollution, and dead skin cells. Now that the treatment is done, my skin feels amazing. I feel like I just left the spa and had a full facial. I needed that. Most of the excess serum has already absorbed into my skin. So all I have to do now is to follow up with a daily moisturizer. So I'm gonna go in with this Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Pink Juice Moisturizer. The greatest benefit of the mask we just did is that red algae extract. It has vitamins, minerals, antioxidants. It's time to start makeup, so I'm going to begin with eyes today. I'm starting with just a teeny tiny bit of concealer on my eyelids. I'm using the Chanel corrector and I'm just going to blend that out. I have this little baby brush today because I deep cleaned all of my brushes last night, so I had to pick through what was left over and what was dry. My favorite Chanel eyeshadow palette of all time is this indispensable beige palette. It is so sad that this is no longer available. I cannot believe that this was limited edition. Because it's not available, I barely pull it out anymore. I just never use it. I feel sort of bad talking about it if you fall in love with it and then you can't get your hands on it. But I had to pull it out today because it has been far too long. So with the fluffy brush, I'm gonna go into this shade right here. It's just a medium intensity brown. And this is going in the crease. For the lid, I'm pulling out another one of my all-time favorites. I don't think this is still available. This is a single eyeshadow. This came out with the Lion Holiday Collection a few years ago. It's the shade Electrum Lame 905. The most beautiful pale gold eyeshadow I have ever seen. And this is going on the inner lid. Oh, but do you see? It's so beautiful. With a clean brush, I'm going into this top corner shade right here, and this is going to add some depth in the outer V. And it's really just a deep chocolatey brown. There's nothing that is so crazy interesting about this palette that you could not recreate this look or any look using this palette. It's just that you have 9 eyeshadows. They're all really wearable. It's that perfect go-to everyday earth toned palette, and they don't have anything else like this. They have similar quads, but this was just perfect. I applied the deep shadow to the outer V, but then I started to blend it in on the lid. And now I'm going back with that original brush with the gold and just making it nice and soft. So it should be a smooth transition between the gold to the deep brown. With another blank brush, I'm just going to blend out the crease. I quickly cleaned up my under eye off camera, and I'm going to prime my face using the Chanel CC cream. So I'm just taking a teeny tiny bit, and I'm going to blend that out, starting in the T-zone, sort of the center points of the face. I'm using a very small amount. There are some days that I'll just use this as my one go-to complexion product. Today is not that day, so I am going on top of this with my foundation. It has hyaluronic acid, vitamin C, SPF 50. So if you're not careful, it can feel heavy. But I just need something to help even out my complexion right now. I use shade 30 beige, and I noticed that all of the shades are restocked right now on Chanel.com. My skin already looks so much better. It's incredible. So now I'm going to top that off with a little bit of the Ultra Le Tint. Because I used the CC cream, I don't need that much foundation. I'm also going to sheer it out even further by mixing in a pump of the LeBlanc Rosy Light Drops. One pump will do. Perfect. That way it will give us a very light glow. The CC cream protects our skin, gives us a little bit of coverage, hydration, and then when you go on top with the matte foundation, it doesn't look so matte, doesn't look dry or cakey. I know it may seem useless or high maintenance to go in with 3 complexion products, but the point is you use less of each. That way the combination looks really beautiful and more natural than just a full face of full coverage matte foundation. I'm starting with my foundation brush and then I'll pick up that precision brush, but this is just going to be so much faster. To set my under eyes, I'm going in with the loose powder. I also really love the beige compacts. In fact, I'm almost done with my luminous beige in the shade Light, which is what I use to set my under eye. If I had to choose one powder product, I just tend to like to set my makeup at the beginning of the day with a loose powder and then maybe save a compact for travel if I'm going to be out and about and I need to touch up. That's just me, it's personal preference. I really like both. The beige compacts are incredible. It's considered to be one of the Chanel essentials. But the loose powder, for some reason, I feel like I set my makeup once and I never really have to touch it. So I picked up the shade 10, which is pure white. It's a translucent powder. This powder doesn't give you any coverage. It is just intended to set your makeup. The beige really doesn't give a lot of coverage either. It's pretty sheer. But of course you could go in with a sponge if you wanted to. The only Chanel powder that is meant to give a lot of coverage is the little Ultra Chnu compact. So you really don't have to worry if you have a beige powder compact but you just like to set your face. It's what it's intended for. They call it an ultra sheer powder. I know this new formula of the loose powder was sort of shrouded in controversy when it first launched because some people felt like it was different, it wasn't as good. I look so close in the mirror, I cannot see a difference. To me, there is no visible difference between the two. I think it's just as great. In fact, I think it's an improvement because they expanded the shade range finally, so they have deeper loose powders. It was always meant to be translucent or transparent. They called it translucent 1, 2, and 3. But of course, if you have really deep skin, are you gonna go in with a Casper white powder to set your face? Probably not. So they needed to expand the shade range. They finally did. To me, that's a win. So I really love the new loose powder just as much as the old. I thought about pulling out my beige cream bronzer, which I also love, but instead I pulled out this beige sunset bronzer. This is the limited edition Healthy Glow illuminating powder that launched at the beginning of the summer. I can't help myself. I use this bronzer constantly. So might as well use it today too. There have been so many great bronzers released this year. I feel like every brand came out with an incredible bronzer. If I had to pinpoint a reason why I grabbed this more than the others, it's gotta be the color. I think the color is just the perfect natural bronze. And of course it blends really easily and it has a very soft glow to it. It's not too much, even though it's called an illuminating powder. It's basically the luminous beige. Favorite blush is an impossible choice to make, but I pulled out Quintessence because I just think it's that perfect natural flush, a very universally flattering color. If I had to narrow down my collection to 3 or 4 blushes, I think Quintessence would have to be in the mix because it's a really pretty pink. Out of my entire Chanel highlighter collection, my one favorite is the Duo de Camellia. It's kind of a tough choice, but this one is so unique in that it's really bright and blinding. So I guess this one is just a standout for me, but I'd be very curious to hear from you guys. I'm sure if you're watching this video, you love Chanel, maybe you're a Chanel collector. What would be your one go-to highlight? I've been collecting the limited edition highlighters for the past few years. I missed the pearls, the one that was half pink, half pearl. I don't have that shade, but all of the other highlighters they came out with, I picked up. I have the Plissé Lumiere. That was before they even had highlighters in their collection. But there's something about them that is just really special. Makes me very curious for holiday this year. And this wasn't even part of the holiday collection. This was their Black Friday launch. It was kind of a surprise. I quickly filled in my eyebrows off camera so I can go in with the precision brush and highlight the inner corner as well as the brow bone. And all you have to do is kind of stamp a little product. It is a very bold highlight. I picked up one of the best eyeshadow brushes from Chanel. This is the Definer Smudger. I love it. This is a must-have brush. It's double-sided. I want to say these retail for maybe $40. So it comes out to $20 a brush. It's really not that bad. I love these dual-sided brushes. So one side is like a pencil brush. The other side is a larger pencil brush, but it's kind of flat, so you can do a lot with that. This is great for building up dimension in the outer V area if you want to be really precise with something, but then this side is great for the lower lash line. So that's what I'm going to use it for today. I'm going into that original brown, and I'm just going to connect the dots. We're going underneath the lower lash line, and I'm going to blend out this wing we have. Very sharp and precise right now. I want it to be a little bit softer. I really didn't intend to get this smoky, but here we are. I pulled out all of my favorite products, so we might as well just go through each step. This is one of my favorite Stilo U Waterproof. This is the retractable eyeliner. This is the shade Brune Agape. It's so pretty. It's this really gorgeous light brown shade. I use this constantly for the waterline. It's the perfect alternative to black because it's not going to be quite as harsh. The writing is so small. I'm going to line my top lash line with this liquid eyeliner, shade 522. I believe this is called Bronze Doré. Again, a great alternative to black, but this one is so light that it looks really soft. It's kind of a unique shade for eyeliner. We're almost done. The look is finally coming together, so I'm gonna go in now with the La Volume Revolution mascara, and then I'll come back on camera and we'll do lipstick. My favorite lipstick formula happens to be Chanel. It's the Le Rouge Duo Ultra Tenue lipstick. I'm obsessed with these. I've talked about them countless times on my channel. This is the only shade that I think will kind of go with today's look since we got really smoky on the eye. This is Intense Caramel. But I love these lipsticks. They are incredibly long wearing. But what's great about them is you go in with the pigment first, top it off with the gloss. It's not going to stay incredibly glossy, but it helps make your lips feel really comfortable. So unlike a lot of other long wear lipsticks, I could wear these every single day and it's not going to bother my lips. Never skip the gloss. I know some people say they just use the liquid side. You have to top it off with the gloss, even if you prefer matte lips, because it makes it feel so much more comfortable. If you skip it, your lips are gonna feel dry. It almost acts as a seal. It's not just like any old lip gloss. If I were to top this off with a different gloss, it wouldn't be the same. I don't know what it is about it. It's like super glue for your lipstick. But it works. Our makeup for the day is now done. I'm gonna go get dressed and then come back to finish up. I just changed out of my robe, threw on some real clothes, touched up my hair, and I am officially ready to start the day. Thank you so much for getting ready with me. I do have some errands to get to. I know this is a lot of makeup for Home Depot, Walgreens, where else? The UPS store. I don't even care at this point. I just need a little bit of glamour in my life. But hopefully you enjoyed today's video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Leave me your comments, questions down below. As always, I will be linking everything mentioned, everything on my face down in the description box for your convenience. And for more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell.